it's Kate here. Welcome to our Beyond Fit Life monthly live training. We are talking today about taking your fitness and fat loss to the next level. We're calling this challenge for the month Bikini Challenge 2.0. And for those of you who are new to Beyond Fit Life, new to the club, or you just saw my post and decided to jump on, last month we did a 21-day bikini challenge as part of the Beyond Fit Life Club, and it was such a hit. Oh my gosh, you guys, I had so much fun with you, and your progress was amazing. So we did the 21-day bikini challenge leading up to Memorial Day, and it was just such a big hit with everybody that I got message after message from Beyond Fit Life sisters saying, we want to do more. This was so great. So we're going to dive deeper into the subject of advanced fat loss so that you can tighten and tone and get that bikini body or swimsuit body or tankini body or whatever just makes you feel comfortable that you've always wanted. So it's not about a look. Everybody's going to have a different look, a different goal, but it's about feeling comfortable and living a healthy, happy, and balanced life. So I wanted to just kind of preface the chat tonight by letting you know that I've seen so many women struggle to feel confident in their own skin. And I blame the fitness industry in part for a lot of this, which actually really frustrates me because these women come to me almost in tears. They fall into yo-yo diet methods and stuff that's making them feel like they're starving themselves. And then when they eat something that's tasty, that tastes good, right? Then they feel bad. And then, it's a vicious cycle, and it's no wonder that so many women get discouraged when they're trying to lose weight and to burn fat. And then you add to that kind of the problem that most women have with their workouts. And that is, quite frankly, that they have no idea what type of workouts they should be doing. And so all of this kind of coupled together, it's so easy to slip back into your own old habits and old patterns. And so I just wanted to let you know how excited I am that you're here. And just thank you for being here and dedicating this time to your growth. So I'm seeing lots of you pop in. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Heather. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Deb. We have so many great ladies on the call. I'm so excited to chat with you. I feel like you guys are just like my best girlfriends. It's so fun. So thank you, Deb, for putting the link up. Deb just posted, hey, Abby, hey, Stephanie. Deb just posted the link to the slides. So you can print those. You can save those to your phone. You can screenshot them. How about this? Everybody who's on, screenshot one of your slides from tonight's presentation and post it on Instagram this week and tag me. So I know you're here and you can be part of the mission of spreading the Do Fitness Better motto. That's our mission. And I have actually a slide with Do Fitness Better coming up because that is what I want to talk to you tonight about. So this is the Bikini Challenge 2.0. We're going to be talking about kind of level 2, if you will, and how you can shed even more weight and keep it off for good. You guys, I'm so excited. When I post on Snapchat, I was in the office just before the call. We had 136 ladies signed up for the call. We have 140 signed up tonight. So that is so cool. And I know you guys are listening from all over the world. So I just wanted to welcome you and thank you for being here. We're going to talk tonight about how you can shed even more weight, burn even more fat, and keep it off for good. And you guys know, as always, I'm here with you every step of the way. So if you have any questions, feel free. Hey, Dee. Hey, Melissa. Feel free to post your questions in the chat. I'm going to be peeking in on the chat as we're talking, and our sisters in the chat will answer stuff for you as well. So it's going to be a really fun night. Sit down, get excited, get comfy, and let's talk about, drum roll please, how to do fitness better. And this is, hey, my mom's on. Hey, Mom. this is our mission. This is our motto. And I want you guys to be part of the Beyond Fit army that's going out and kind of just spreading the word in the fitness industry. So let me just give you a rundown of what I'm going to chat about tonight, and then we'll go from there. I'm just so excited to support you and to help you do fitness better and to continue on your quest to get in the best shape of your life. For those of you, I think most of you know, but for anyone who doesn't, last month I competed in my very own bikini competition, and it was a blast. I'll tell you more as we talk this evening, but let me just say that after hearing some stories from fellow competitors, oh my goodness, girls, I am so glad that I've learned how to do fitness better. Ladies, there is a better way. It was crazy what I heard when I was with other bikini competitors at that show last month. So the things you're going to learn tonight, they're important. They're advanced techniques that are going to help you take your fitness and your fat loss to the next level. And this is the key. It's going to do that without starvation and crash diets, because ain't nobody got time for that, right? Without spending hours at the gym and without doing things that have serious potential to cause long-term damage to your health, okay? So like, my health is much more important to me than doing some silly bikini show and, you know, wrecking my metabolism for like the next 3 years. I mean, it's just not worth it. So don't fall into those traps in the fitness industry. Learn how to do fitness better and you know, treat your metabolism with some care. So as part of our 21-day bikini challenge last month, you kind of learned the basics of how to eat well and to tone up. And man, some of our Beyond Fit sisters got some amazing results. It was so cool to see your progress. And I love when you check in and post those pictures in the group. Tonight, we're talking about level 2.0. And this is just going to be more advanced fat loss tips, fat melting secrets, stuff that I used as I was preparing for my own competition, and a lot more. So you're in the right place if you're ready to discover what you see on the screen. 3 advanced fat loss techniques. So we're going to talk about 3 big techniques that I utilize to get ready for my bikini competition. And by the way, I don't know how to say this without coming across as like a humble brag, and I think that's super annoying, but I did do really well. I was very surprised. I was like, my goal was just not to trip. I told you this going across the stage, but I ended up placing first in my class, which was really cool. Patrick got 4th in his class, and so that was cool. We have 2 swords now. They gave away swords instead of trophies, so we have those down in the garage gym, and it was really cool. But I'm going to share with you some of the strategies that I used. Specifically tonight, we're going to talk about 3 techniques to help you do fitness better. I'm also going to talk about the #1 nutrition strategy that I have seen help women burn fat like never before. And we'll talk about how to get a flat stomach fast and some things you can do even, you know, starting tomorrow to kind of tighten up your midsection. So are you guys excited? Are you ready for this? If you're excited, give me a woohoo in the chat. Woohoo! Woohoo! Awesome. Yay. I'm so excited to chat with everybody. Okay, so let's get started. And let me just tell you a little bit about my story, because I know that there are, yay, woohoos are coming in. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Chrissy. Yes, okay, so since we are going to be spending a lot of time together tonight, I thought I'd share just a little bit more about who I am. For those of you who don't know me, some of you know me well. My mom's on, so she especially knows me well. And I'm excited to help you get results this month. So I don't want you to just take my word for it. I kind of want you to know that, like, I practice what I preach, and I'm walking through this journey with you. So I am living a healthy, happy, and balanced life, and that was kind of our tagline when I started Beyond Fit Life Club a couple of years ago. I have a healthy metabolism, and I'm in the best shape of my life, even after having 2 kids. You can see my 2 boys up on the screen. Most of you probably already know him, Jackson, and Warren, my littlest. But it wasn't always this way. So even in my early years as a personal trainer, and this is before I even had kids. I struggled to get the tight toned kind of bikini body that I wanted. I ate what I thought was healthy, and I've shared this with a few of you before, and I actually spent hours in the gym. Looking back on it, it was crazy. Yet my results just weren't matching up to the work that I was putting in. Now, how many of you can relate to that? How many of you feel like, gosh, I put in so much work, but my results just aren't matching up? Yeah, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. I have a degree in exercise physiology, exercise science, and so I knew the science behind fat loss, but I was frustrated because no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get that kind of tight, toned, and lean look that I wanted. And I'm sure most of you guys, you kind of know what I'm talking about when I talk about that. It's just this look of being kind of fit. And, I was skinny. I wasn't big by any means, but I was skinny fat. I didn't have a lot of muscle. I was jiggly, and I just kind of wanted to tighten and tone up. And it was exhausting because I was just continually spinning my wheels, and the frustration in the gym, it was dragging me down in other areas of life too. And it was just not my shining moment. It was frustrating. I was tired, and I just couldn't get it figured out. Enter today, and believe it or not, I've had 2 babies in this picture. This is kind of the turning point, and I've told quite a few of you this before, but I reached my boiling point, and I just decided like things have got to change when Patrick, my husband, who's on daddy duty right now, he was deployed to Afghanistan. So he was deployed, and I was home alone. And like I said, we didn't have any kids yet. And so I was like, you know what? This is a good time for me to just figure this out. I was determined to get in the best shape of my life. And, it's crazy to think about, especially when I was working so hard doing things the wrong way. But I finally figured out that I was actually sabotaging my own fat loss efforts without even knowing it. And I was working so hard to get, into the best shape of my life and get confident in my bikini and all that stuff. And but I was doing things that were actually keeping me from getting results. And so that's when I kind of learned how to do fitness better. And I coined that term, do fitness better, a little while after, because I started implementing the small changes that we're going to talk about tonight. And I saw changes in my physique that I seriously never dreamed were possible. Like, until this point, I just kind of wrote myself off as being like, well, that's not my body type. I'll never look that way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, well, this is my body type. Like, this is just how it'll always be. No, like, I was doing it wrong. And then I figured out how to do fitness better, and everything changed. I love what you just wrote in the chat. She said, I've seen more results in 2 months here, talking about we're Beyond Fit Life. She's a Beyond Fit Life member, than I have ever seen. That's awesome. Sunshine, I'm so glad you're here. And I love your check-ins, by the way. You are so encouraging, and it's so fun to see your progress and cheer you on. So where did I leave off? Oh, yeah. So I decided enough was enough, and I designed this total body fitness program to get you into your best shape ever. And this month, I designed it to be your best bikini body in the shortest amount of time possible. So we're using lean muscle building exercises, and we're using easy, realistic fat loss nutrition eating. And it really works. So every day, hundreds of women worldwide, seriously, are reaching their goals. Like Sunshine just said, she's seen more progress here in 2 months than she's ever seen, which is so cool. And they're toning up their bodies, and they're getting, the mental space right, which is so important. And so I just want to invite you guys to join in if you're listening in and you're not a member yet. Stay tuned, because I do have a special offer for you. But this month is going to be really cool for all of my Beyond Fit Life sisters, and I'm just so excited to have you here. So then, kind of fast forward, Patrick got home from Afghanistan, and I was like, wow, he was like shocked. He couldn't believe the progress I made. And then we ended up having both boys, and now I'm here today. And so I'm going to share with you the strategies that I'm going to share is what I used to prepare for this past bikini competition while staying healthy, happy, and balanced. And so it works. So I'm so excited you're here. I have lots to talk about tonight. On the screen, you'll see kind of my plan for our evening, and I am going to try my very best to save time for Q&A at the end. So really, the story that I shared with you, that's why I'm so passionate about the workshop tonight, because I want you to get your best bikini body, best, whatever, ever. I want you to end the yo-yo dieting trend. I want you to get healthy. I want you to be happy. And I want you to stay balanced once and for all. So are you guys in? Type I'm in the comments if you're watching from your desktop. I'm in. Awesome. Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. I mentioned this before. You'll see that up on the screen. We'll talk about the advanced fat loss techniques to help you do fitness better. We'll talk about the #1 nutrition strategy to help you burn fat like never before. Kelly's in, Sunshine's in, Chrissy's in, Victoria's in, Brittany's in. Yeah, we're all in. Laura, yay. And then we're also going to talk about the flat stomach and how you can get that fast. I know that, and let me just say this, I'm going to share everything that I can with you during our time together, but there's still so much more to learn on this topic. So I promise I will show you a way that you can get more support. I've strategically designed the Beyond Fit Life Club to give you like practical tools that you need, real life tools to reach your goals and to create lasting body change and to live the do fitness better life. So if you're confused when all of our Beyond Fit Life sisters are like, yeah, like sisters, Beyond Fit Life, whatever, that is, that's because we are all connected and there is a place for more support. So if you have questions, sisters, post in the Facebook group. If there's something I don't answer here tonight, you can post there. And I check in with that group daily and answer all your questions. So I promise I will not leave anybody hanging. But let's start with 3 advanced fat loss techniques to help you do fitness better. This is advanced fat loss technique #1, and this is fasting. This is something that we've talked about before, but I wanted to go over again because it kind of falls through the cracks and it can be very, very helpful. Now, you should have downloaded your Beyond Fit guide to fasting and kind of the protocol for that, but you'll see that up on the screen if you've missed that somehow. Save this to your phone, do whatever you need to do so that you can kind of follow these guidelines, and it will be really helpful for you. We talked about fasting during our call actually just last month. So I'm not going to get into all the details or the science behind all of this since we just talked about it. But if you missed it, make sure you log into the members portal for help. There's a whole section on fasting in the members portal. And of course, as I mentioned, you're welcome to ask any questions that you have in the private Facebook group as well. Okay. But just a quick summary though, as a reminder, any meal, especially meals that are rich in the combination of fat and starch or sugar, is going to elicit a fat storing response if they exceed your caloric needs. Okay, so we'll talk more about that in a minute. But it basically perpetuates a hyperinsulin state. And remember, insulin is the storage hormone that impedes fat release from the cells. So if you have a meal that's going to be rich in higher in fat or starch or sugar, it's going to cause a response in your body that's going to kind of raise insulin levels, and you're going to stay there at the higher insulin levels longer, and that's going to impede the fat release from your cells. So the longer a person can go between meals, the faster their resting insulin levels can decrease. And remember, we want low insulin levels over time. It's okay to spike insulin levels like occasionally throughout the day, but then we want them to come back down. If you have high insulin levels like all day, every day, that's going to be an issue for your fat loss. So what science has found is that fasting helps to lower insulin levels. The problem with this is that obviously skipping meals and going a really long time between meals doesn't end up really working in your favor, because it results in basically like compensating with other eating behaviors that stall your fat loss. So it ends up worsening the condition. And not all people are going to respond to fasting with cravings or uncontrollable uncontrollable hunger or energy lows, but many and most do. So by prolonging food avoidance at night, which you'll see as part of our protocol, while you're asleep, this nighttime fasting, it becomes a lot more usable and doable, right? So essentially, studies show us that fasting is an advanced fat loss technique that leans itself towards greater fat loss and better metabolic repair. And there are study after study showing this, and it's really cool. So for our protocol, what we're going to do in the Beyond Fit Life Club is we're going to fast for 12 to 16 hours, and we're going to do the nighttime fast so that we can be sure that we're keeping our hunger and our energy and our cravings sort of balanced throughout the day. To do this, I recommend that you eat your last meal sometime between like 6 and 8 in the evening, and then you'll eat your first meal sometime, the next day. Maybe you can wait till 8 a.m., maybe noon. You definitely want to eat by noon because then you're going to notice that, if you go too long without food when you're moving and working and, going about your daily activities, that it may not do you much good in the long run. You'll be hungrier more later. But during your fasting time, so if you get up and you don't eat right away, maybe, you had your last meal at 8 p.m., a snack before bed, and then you get up at 6 a.m., but you don't eat till 8 a.m. Here's what you can have during that fasting time. You can have unsweetened teas, you can have black coffee or water, and you can have BCAAs as well. You don't need to do anything special after breaking the fast. People are going to try and sell you stuff like the special secret plan, like whatever. No, like it doesn't, you don't have to do anything special. You just want to eat normally. Don't binge eat. Don't try to regulate calories. Just eat normally. And then for exercise, I did just want to make a note. I had this down here. I'm an early morning workout girl, and I know many of you on the call are early morning workout girls as well. If you work out early without having a meal first, you absolutely have to have BCAAs. That's going to help you prevent muscle loss and give you energy for your workouts. I know our Beyond Fit Life Club workouts this month are really tough. It's fun to see your check-ins like this week, like my hamstrings are so tight. I'm so sore, but it hurts so good. My hamstrings have been tight too. These workouts are killing me. But you definitely need to make sure you can keep your intensity up during the workouts. And so the BCAAs are going to help with that. So that's fat loss technique number 1, and that's fasting. Fat loss technique number 2 is tracking your macros. And this is something that can be super overwhelming if you don't understand it or if it's new to you. And I want to help make it, how do I say this? As least overwhelming as possible, I guess. So I'm going to give you kind of the general breakdown, and then I'm going to direct you to the members portal where there's a whole section in the members portal on how to calculate your macros, what a macro is, how to set everything up. So go there if you need more help, because there's more help available. I'd be like talking all night if we went too much in depth in this. Allison asked, what are BCAAs? BCAAs are branched chain amino acids. It's basically the building blocks of proteins. And there's a whole section in the Beyond Fit Life members portal on BCAAs, how they help with brain chemistry and balancing hunger and energy and cravings. You can also find a couple of blog posts that I've done on that. Not sure what and where to buy BCAAs. Kelly, I just posted in the Facebook group, I posted some of my favorite BCAAs and Amazon links. I just get them on Amazon. And I posted based on like what flavors I like, different brands, if you like one sweetened with stevia, if you like sweet, if you like kind of tart. So find that thread in the members group, and that'll help you. I also do have a supplement post on the blog. If you Google Beyond Fit 5 supplements for women, it should come up, and there's more on BCAAs there on the blog as well for anybody who doesn't have access to the members portal. But let's talk about tracking macros. This is number 2. And kind of go back to what I said a few minutes ago. Any meal will elicit a fat storing response if the meal exceeds your caloric needs. Did you catch when I said that? So one trend that I've been noticing in the past year, and this has really started up pretty strongly in the past year, is that women who are at a plateau or they simply can't seem to take their fitness and their fat loss to the next level, that's Beyond Fit Bikini Challenge 2.0, right? Like next level stuff. They have no idea how much they should be eating. So we talked about what you should be eating last month as part of the regular bikini challenge. And as part of that challenge, you got like the sample 3-week meal plan. And by the way, I loved hearing how much you liked that meal plan. I'm so glad that that was helpful. And you know, you got a list of the types of foods and what's most helpful for burning fat and balancing hunger and cravings. But I wanted to talk kind of as we're talking about the next level, I wanted to talk about what you should be eating, as well as kind of reminding you that even if you do know what you should be eating, you can still overeat what you're eating, and that still stores fat. So this is kind of where this advanced fat loss technique comes in, and this is tracking your macros. So first, let me just say, is tracking macros for everyone? No. Can you learn how to adjust your nutrition based on biofeedback, that's your hormonal response, and get amazing results without ever tracking a single thing? Yes, that's how I did it at the beginning, and that's how I do it when I'm not training for the bikini show. I tracked my macros during my competition prep because I was trying to get kind of to that next level, but you absolutely can adjust your nutrition without tracking a single thing. So I don't want you to feel like this is something like that you have to do. But numbers and things like how to calculate your calorie needs and, you know, that sort of stuff, it is something that many women get hung up on. So if you've hit a plateau, the first place you should look, and if you're taking notes, this is what you need to write down. First, look at your workouts, okay? That's a given. You must be consistent with your Beyond Fit Life workouts each week. You've got to be following that schedule. You can download the workouts in the schedule in the members portal, but that's the first place to start, okay? But the truth is, and ladies, you tell me kind of what your take on this is, but from watching the women that I've coached and being in the fitness industry for, you know, over 10 years, for most women, consistency with workouts isn't the problem. It's consistency with nutrition that's a much bigger issue. They know what to eat, but they don't know how much their body needs. So whether it's overeating and storing fat, or not eating enough and damaging your metabolism, nutrition seems to be what women get hung up on. So should you count calories or track macros? And Kelly, I hope that this will kind of answer your question a little bit more. To take your fitness and fat loss to the next level, you need two things, and you'll see this up on the screen. You'll need a caloric deficit and hormonal balance, okay? If you can't achieve this, you won't lose weight no matter how healthy you're eating, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? You need both of these. You need your fat fighting hormones to be balanced. And you also do need to be in a caloric deficit. So when it comes to nutrition, let me say this to the question, should I count calories? Should I track macros? The answer is yes and no. No, you absolutely don't have to. Like I said, I've seen hundreds of women get results using option one. And this is what I did initially, just adjusting based on biofeedback. This is a really easy, stress-free way to adjust your nutrition without obsessing over numbers. Okay, so it works. But for those of you who are on the call and you like numbers, I do suggest giving this a try. Even just for a couple weeks. Try taking your progress kind of one step further by breaking your calories into macros and focus on tracking your macronutrients. So Kelly, when we talk about macros, we're talking about macronutrients, and you'll see on the screen that each macronutrient yields a certain number of calories. So 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories. 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. And 1 gram of alcohol is 7 calories. So you can see, just as an example, look at this label. you'll see the relationship between macronutrients and calories, okay? So on the label, you see there's 13 grams of protein. So I multiply that by 4, and I know this gets complicated, but just bear with me. And that's 52, right? So that's 52 calories coming from protein. The carbohydrates on the label say 36. So I multiply that times 4, and that gives me 144. So that's 144 calories coming from carbs. And then fats, there's 1 gram of fat. So I multiply that by 9. That gives me 9 calories coming from fats. I add all that up. So it's 144, 52, and 9. And I get 205 calories. So nutrition labels, they give themselves like a variance that they can kind of be off by. Usually it's like 5 or 10 calories. So it says this is the 200 calorie snack. So with that, you'll see that basically tracking your macros is a more detailed way to count calories. You're not just keeping count of just the calories, but you're keeping count of your protein and your carbohydrates and your fats. So for those of you who are on the call, you can log into the Beyond Fit members portal, Beyond Fit Life members portal, and you'll see more on this. But a general starting point for women, just a basic guideline, is to consume meals that are 40% carbs, 30% lean protein, and 30% healthy fats. And that's a baseline. So there are many factors to consider, and you will most certainly need to adjust that from there. But that's just kind of a starting point. And then from your starting point, you'll use the adjustment guide in the members portal to tweak your nutrition based on your progress and based on your biofeedback. Okay, so it's cool because it really does come full circle. We come back to the proven formula to adjust your nutrition for maximum results. And that is based on biofeedback, which is what? Hormones, right? It always comes back to hormones and the way your body's responding with your progress and biofeedback like hunger and energy and cravings. If you want to give this a try, give this tracking macros kind of thing a try, go for it. Establish your baseline and then work towards creating a sustainable nutrition plan for your own unique metabolic capacity. Okay, so there's more info in the members portal. You can log in. It'll kind of give you an estimated goal for your macros and what you should be at in terms of all of that. So if you have questions, let me know. You can post in the Facebook group. I am full with my one-on-one nutrition coaching clients right now. So I'm not taking any new clients at this time, but if you want to get on the waiting list, we can work on that for you as well. So let's talk about number 3, this is the advanced fat loss technique of carb cycling. And there's a whole section in the members portal on carb cycling. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you go in and do so. But this is one of Beyond Fit's advanced fat loss techniques that really, really helps to increase fat burning. It's called carb cycling, ladies, because we cycle high, low, and sometimes no carb days to enable our bodies to burn fat and then to save as much hard-earned muscle as possible. Carb cycling is really cool because it takes the macronutrients, so what we just talked about, the proteins, the fats, and the carbs. It takes the macronutrients of your meal and it manipulates them to really reduce body fat to like super low levels while keeping your muscle and keeping your metabolic potential high, okay? So when you log into the members portal, you can download the carb cycling, the sample meal plan, and we have a vegetarian option too, so all of that's in the members portal. But essentially what you're doing is this. You kind of keep your fat intake and your protein intake relatively constant throughout the week, and then you vary your carbohydrate intake. So when you download the plan, you'll see that we have it broken into 3 days, and they're high carb days, low carb days, and no carb days. So you'll see the carb cycling rules up here on the screen. Rhonda said that, do you find that Fitbit helps for those who hate counting numbers? I am obsessed with my Fitbit because I like to make sure I get my steps in throughout the day, and this is really strange. I track my sleep. I don't use my Fitbit for any like food or nutrition stuff. I don't put in any I don't put in exercise or like track my calorie burn. I just like it for my steps and my sleep. And then I do use the heart rate monitor because I have the Fitbit Charge HR, and that has a heart rate monitor. So I like my heart rate monitor to make sure I'm getting my heart rate up high during my workouts to make sure I'm doing like a really intense workout. So that's why I like it. I'm not sure, Rhonda, if you want to expand more on that question, or we can talk about it in the members group for nutrition. I don't know that it would be helpful to put it in there. I think it just kind of gives you like general stuff, but some other sisters might do that. And if they do, you can absolutely share. I just try to get my 10,000 steps a day. I don't go crazy, but it's usually pretty easy to get with the boys chasing them around. But I do make sure that I try to get in some leisurely walking and that I'm on the move and not just sitting around all day, which, you know, sitting around actually sounds kind of nice. But no, let's talk about carb cycling rules. You'll see it on the screen. Eat your first meal within an hour of waking. Plan ahead. Designate a food prep day in the Beyond Fit Life Club. We share Tasty Tuesday recipes. So I try to get you guys to share your recipes on Tuesdays, and on Sundays here I do meal prep. And there's a section in the members portal on some tips for meal prep, the 4 P's of meal prep. All of that is there for you. I also want you this month to be eating every 3 hours. Usually that's going to be like five times a day, maybe, depending on when you wake up. But it's really important for speeding up your metabolism. So be on time with that. Make sure you get your food in. Avoid eating 2 to 3 hours before bedtime if you can. That just helps with like the nightly fasting. We talked about that already. And then drink lots of water. Water. I posted on Instagram today. Gotta drink your water. Friendly reminder, get half your body weight in ounces. Yeah, Rhonda, so if you get one, ask in the members group what sisters have and what they like. I really like the Charge HR because of the heart rate feature, and I think it's really neat to track sleep. But you could ask what they have too, and I'm sure that they could share as well. So those are our 3 kind of techniques. We've got the fasting, we've got the carb cycling, which is really important, and we've got tracking macros. They all do kind of talk about nutrition. So I did want to tie that into what I believe is the #1 nutrition strategy to help you burn fat like never before. And this is another advanced fat loss technique, and this is a nutrition strategy that most people aren't aware of. So I hope that we'll be able to run through this quickly, and then I'll save some time for questions. But with the carb cycling in mind, let's talk about this nutrition strategy to help you burn fat like never before. This strategy was one of my secret weapons when I was getting into competition shape, and it helped me stay sane. But before we talk about this secret, and you can see it on the screen, so I guess it's not really a secret anymore. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. First, you must focus on the right type of workouts, okay? So 2-a-day cardio sessions, no thank you. And proper nutrition. And the third and missing piece of the puzzle, you've got to keep your metabolic hormones balanced. So I need you to commit to your workouts. I need you to focus on your nutrition, and I need you to care about keeping those metabolic hormones balanced, okay? Promise me that those will be your big rocks. Like, those are the big things. First things first. Then, when you're trying to take your fitness and your fat loss to the next level, we can talk about some of these strategies. Now, I will tell you, if you're trying to take your fitness and your fat loss to the next level without paying attention to hormones, it's a surefire way to cause hormonal issues, and it's not a good place to be. Guys, the fitness industry's norm of low-calorie dieting and excessive cardio, it's notorious for increasing your hunger and cravings, and ultimately really causing a yo-yo of weight loss and regain. And that's not where you want to be. There are so many hormones at play, but today I wanted to talk about the hunger hormone leptin. And you can think of leptin as I guess I would really call it like well, it's a hunger hormone, but it's like your fuel gauge hormone. It's produced by the adipose, which is your fat tissue. So when you're in competition prep like I was, or you're just really working on tightening up and burning that last little bit of fat, and you're losing fat at an accelerated rate, it's especially important to keep this hunger hormone, leptin, balanced. Leptin's job is to signal to your brain to let you know that you're full. So when leptin levels are high, then your brain knows that it's full and it basically tells you to stop eating. But what happens when leptin is out of balance? Well, it's not good. Hunger and cravings. And this is when we joke about the like hangry. Hangry, it's like angry, but you're hungry and you've got cravings, and it's just not a good place to be, right? So there are 3 ways that you can work on balancing leptin normally, just naturally in like your day-to-day. And you can read about those in the Beyond Fit Life members portal under the Start Here tab. So those 3 things are under Start Here, and I want you to read those. They're very important, but we don't have time to get into them tonight. So we're just going to talk about kind of the advanced strategy for that, and that is refeeds. If you're a client of mine, when you're in competition prep or you're doing like, you know, fat loss kind of to the next level, I usually have my clients in this nutrition coaching program and in Beyond Fit Life. Now we're going to do this for this month. We're going to employ this advanced strategy of refeeds. And so I want to tell you what it is, and then we'll go from there. Essentially, it's just a high carb day. So research shows us that carbohydrate levels can be manipulated to boost leptin. Remember, that's that fuel gauge hormone, as part of an advanced fat loss program. So you could use a refeed day, and it should be cycled. And this technique should only be used when you're at lower body fat levels. It's not something you want to use like all the time. Otherwise, you reduce your sensitivity to the hormone leptin, and that's not really a risk you want to take. But for short periods of time, it can be really helpful. So the basic guidelines for a refeed are as follows. You'll see those up on the screen. You want to increase those high glycemic carbs. You want to limit fructose, because actually studies show that fructose does not impact leptin, which is really interesting. You also want to keep fat minimal on your refeed day. You want to continue to incorporate protein, obviously, at each meal. Protein, protein, protein. You want to increase your macros to a maintenance level or above, so you're not going to be in a caloric deficit on these refeed days. And then you want to eat the majority of your carbs around your weight training workout, which would be your Beyond Fit Life workout. So a person who has a lower body fat percentage, the lower your body fat percentage is, the more you'll need a refeed, like kind of more frequently than someone at a higher body fat percentage. Generally, women in like the 10 to 18 to 20% body fat range would benefit from a refeed every 6 to 12 days. So it's not something you're like every 3 days, yay, refeed, more carbs. But, you know, every week or week and a half. If you're over 18 to 20% body fat, you're going to benefit really probably more from a properly designed carb cycling plan with 1 or 2 days of a larger refeed, maybe every 2 weeks. So then as you lose body fat, you'll need to refeed more. So that's what the refeed is. Let's talk about why to do the refeeds. As mentioned above, the purpose of a refeed is to boost your leptin levels in order to help hunger and cravings sort of balance out, and then also to boost your metabolism. So you saw all of that on the screen, kind of what it is, and we talked about kind of how to do it, but I want to make sure that you understand why we're doing this. So the longer your body is in a caloric deficit during the competition prep for me, or the bikini challenge, just when you're working hard on getting to your goals, the lower your leptin levels and your metabolic rate become. So your metabolism, it just generally and naturally on its own is going to slow down when you start eating less. And so that's why it becomes increasingly harder to lose kind of that last bit of fat. But refeed days can help you combat this. They're highly anabolic, which anabolic just means muscle building. And so incorporating a refeed day into your nutrition can be beneficial for muscle maintenance and building that lean muscle. You guys know I've said this a million times. The quickest way to increase your metabolism is by building muscle. So it's very important. For me, I'll just kind of give you a personal story. In the beginning, my competition prep nutrition, it was pretty easy to follow. It's easy to stay motivated, like when you're noticing changes in your physique, and if you've set up your nutrition correctly, you should notice changes pretty quickly. But as your body adapts to reduced calorie intake and that sort of thing, it's actually natural for your metabolism and for your progress to slow down. So when you hit a plateau, instead of simply cutting more calories or adding more cardio, I'm like, no, thank you. Sprint workouts are short and quick. That's all you need. You can boost your metabolism by harnessing the power of leptin. And so I'm continuing carb cycling, even though I'm post-show. And when I was training for my bikini competition, I incorporated the refeed to really get my body fat levels to that low level. It sounds counterproductive to eat more to lose fat, but strategically scheduling these refeed days into your diet, it does help to boost hormone levels and to ensure that you kind of stay in fat burning rather than fat storing mode. So that's the why behind refeeds. And then we're going to finish up this section on the how, and then we'll finish up our call tonight with talking about how to get a flat stomach, which I'm excited about. So let's talk about how to do it real quick. I kind of ran through this already, but the majority of your carbs should be around your weight training or your sprint workout. So that's going to be like pre and post workout meals. Studies show that consuming carbohydrates earlier in the day actually leads to longer onset of leptin release. So having them earlier in the day is helpful. If possible, try to schedule your workout, your Beyond Fit Life workout that day, or your sprints earlier in the day so that you can front load your carbs on this higher carb day. Any caloric surplus that's not used for energy throughout the day is going to be stored as fat. So since your body naturally requires more energy in an awake versus an asleep state, and then, during an intense workout with like our Beyond Fit Life workouts, your energy for recovery and repair and all of that your energy is going to be needed. So it's best to plan your refeed day on a day when you're training and when you're training earlier in the day. I like to do my refeeds after like an intense sprint workout or an intense Beyond Fit Life workout. I think, it's fun to plan it on like a Saturday. If social things are issues for you, you can kind of structure it around what you have going on socially as well. So you see an example of my refeed up on the screen of what that would look like, just kind of a higher carb day, and then following the protocol that I mentioned. So if done correctly, periodic and proper refeeds are really powerful ways to boost leptin levels. Remember, that's your fuel gauge hormone, and to increase your metabolism. So that is an advanced technique that will definitely help you take your fitness and your fat loss to the next level. I know it can be a little bit overwhelming, but I am here to help you and to walk you through that. So post any questions that you have on refeeds or carb cycling or fasting, any of the stuff we've talked about. Feel free to post those in the Facebook group. I'll spend lots of time tomorrow morning going through all those questions and making sure that everybody is on the right track, that you have a good plan for this month, and that you're all set up. Does anybody have any specific questions now while you're on the call? You can post those in the chat, and we will. You're good. You're good. Good. You guys are the best. You're so smart. Awesome. Good. Okay. So, well then let's move on. to our last section, and that is how to get a flat stomach fast. Yes, sunshine. A flat stomach can absolutely be achieved even if you had a C-section. Absolutely. So listen to these kind of rules, and then we're going to send you off. Brittany, fasting every night. Yes, try every night this month to get in your fast. Okay, so this brings us to the last point of the night, how to get a flat stomach fast. There's no one-size-fits-all method for flattening your stomach. You guys know that already, okay? But that doesn't mean that there's no hope. There is hope. You can do it. I work daily with women who are amazed, seriously, at how much progress they can make on just burning that belly fat and getting flat abs. And really it does happen faster than you think if you're doing things the right way. So when it comes to flattening your stomach, nutrition is going to be key. As the saying goes, abs are made in the kitchen. So understanding the basics of fat loss nutrition is definitely going to be the most important part of your lifestyle to focus on if this is your goal. Even if you're not ready to employ one of the fat loss techniques that we talked about tonight, because I know they are advanced. So even if you're not ready to employ one of those, I hope you understand that what you put in your body affects your mood, it affects your energy, it affects your lifespan, and it affects your tummy. So working out and staying active, obviously, is super important too. But you have to have the right eating in place to get the results you want. And so that means tons of veggies and fresh fruits and lean protein and healthy fats. I want you to say no to processed foods. I want you to stick to whole, real, nutritious foods as much as you can. And tonight, to avoid leaving you super overwhelmed, I want to share two of the biggest things that you could focus on to get started. So the secret to getting a flat stomach fast is your nutrition. And that's the one-word answer. And tonight has been all about different advanced techniques that you can try. You don't have to try them all. Pick one, get good at it, master it, and get results. Slowly incorporate more than one into your program if that's something that interests you. But don't let it overwhelm you. There are some things you can do with your nutrition just tomorrow that are going to make sure that you're on the right track to getting a flat stomach. And those are my flat stomach nutrition rules. These are my two, okay? So the first is protein and the second is water. And I know you guys are going to be rolling your eyes like, what? I thought she had like a magic pill or like a secret workout move or like a special whatever. Like, I know that you want something that seems like special and crazy and whatever, because then like maybe it will have a better chance of working. But these are so basic, and I know basic is boring, but basic works. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you with this and then we'll answer some questions. Protein. You have to make sure you're getting enough protein. You have to be getting enough lean protein throughout the day. It's a must. Women, you need protein. If you're weight training, you're doing the Beyond Fit Life workouts, protein is so important. And so you don't have to worry about it bulking you up or, making you look into like a big Hulk or Michelin man. Protein's going to speed up your metabolism. It's going to balance your blood sugar levels. Protein's really cool because it prevents insulin spikes. So remember, we talked about the insulin spikes when we were talking about the fasting. So protein helps with that as well. And insulin spikes really can cause weight gain around the middle. So if that's something that you're struggling with, I would look at that hormone insulin and see what you can do to kind of get a more balanced insulin level to burn that belly fat off the middle. But protein is made up of amino acids. Those are the BCAAs that your body needs. And it's the key to burning belly fat and increasing your metabolism. These are the two things that I do every day, no matter what. They're non-negotiable for me daily, is getting my protein in and getting my water in. So for protein, I recommend 0.8 to 1 grams of protein per pound of lean body weight. And for water, I make it my goal to drink half my body weight in ounces of water daily. And I know you guys know the importance of staying hydrated, but water helps speed up your metabolism. It keeps you from feeling hungry between meals, and it actually can help your body burn fat. Water and staying hydrated is one of the biggest things that women are missing, and it's so basic and it's so easy that you think, well, surely, like it's not special, it's not going to do anything, but it does. So make sure that you're drinking your water. And then when you get these things, these should be like every day. You should be focusing on these. Then if you want to throw in a couple of the advanced nutrition techniques, you can do that. Pair these with your workouts this month, which these workouts are crazy tough. And you will see results in no time. I guarantee it. These workouts are really going to work this month for you. Get these nutrition rules in place, get your nutrition on track, and I can't wait to see your progress. It's gonna be great. So I say 5 minutes. I'm proud of myself. I need to get a drink real quick. If you have any questions, we got 5 minutes, so post them in the comments. Oh, I'm getting my water. Oh, and I did mention, I need to mention this before we get off the call. If you need more help, the techniques I've talked about aren't for everyone, and I get that, okay? It's crucial if you employ anything that I mentioned tonight, that you have help. I don't know how to say this. It's crucial if you do the advanced stuff that you have help, that you do it properly. Before adding carb cyclings or before adding refeeds, you have to ensure that you're at a low enough body fat percentage and that you're following a properly designed workout plan and properly designed diet. So if you need help setting up your macros or learning like the right type of workouts or how to adjust based on progress, if you're not a Beyond Fit Life member yet, you definitely need to join Beyond Fit Life. If you are in Beyond Fit Life, I'd love to help you one-on-one. I'm not taking any more nutrition coaching clients right now. I'm completely full, but we can get you on a waiting list. The nutrition coaching just tells you like how much to eat and when to eat your carbs, and I give you high days or low days and the amount of fats and proteins and all of that. And the one-on-one nutrition clients work with me directly via email. So you can send me an email if you want to get on that waiting list. Like I said, I'm not taking any new clients at the moment, but we do have lots of resources for you in the members portal as well. And it's just important that you have support and that you have accountability and that you have a good plan in place, because we talked about so much about the nutrition tonight, because food is information to your body, and every time you eat you have the opportunity to burn fat or to store fat, and getting a right nutrition plan in place is really going to help you take everything to the next level. So it's going to help you to control your hunger, to raise your energy, to reduce cravings, and really to get your body to work with you rather than to work against your body, which is a really, really good place to be, right? So if you have questions, you can let me know. And yes, we definitely need you to join Beyond Fit Life if you haven't already. Allison, there is a fee, but it's like totally worth it. It's a monthly membership where you get workouts and a schedule and tips and tricks. And my favorite part is the private group where I log in every day to answer your questions. And even more than me logging in, it's like I love seeing all your posts. Like I love seeing your sweaty selfies. Kelly said, I love the workouts this month. I know they are so tough, but they're so good. I'm so glad that you're liking them, Kelly. And yeah, we share recipes and accountability. We tag each other, and it's just a really great support system. So if you're on the call and you have no idea what Beyond Fit Life is, you can go to beyondfitlife.com and you can register there. You'll get instant access. You'll set up a username and password to download this month's workouts and the schedule, and then we'll add you to the private group, and then you can post your questions there. Does anybody have any more questions? Kelly said it's the best value, the best money you'll ever spend. The value for what you get is amazing. It is. I try to make it that way. Like, I just feel like I want to blow people away with like what we offer. Yeah, it's like fit women girl chat. D, it's totally is. Like, I feel like this sounds so silly, but I feel like I would tell you guys like some stuff that like I wouldn't tell like people that like I live around in my community, but it's like I feel like you guys are like really truly like some of my best friends. So like it's just so cool. Yes, the Beyond Fit Army, aka the sisterhood. Rhonda's got it. And it's just neat to have everybody's different perspectives. And we come from all walks of life and all ages and all life stages. And it's just really cool. Sylvia, yes, Sylvia, I love you. It is amazing. Okay, so real quick, regarding carbs on non-refeed days, should we be eating the majority of our carbs early in the day? Not necessarily. I mentioned that regarding the carbs on refeed days because refeed day carbs are so much higher than your normal carb intake. So you want to get the majority of those added carbs early in the day around your workouts, but on normal days, that doesn't necessarily need to be something that you worry about. It's not really going to make like much of a difference unless your carbs are like super, super, super high. Lacey's baby hit the keyboard. Total mom life. Okay, so speaking of babies, Patrick was instructed to finish the boys' bath and put them to bed, but I'm going to sneak upstairs and see if I can give them some goodnight kisses and do a story before they go to bed. So I love you guys. I'm going to go. If you have any other questions, post them in the members group on Facebook. I'll answer all those. I have some office time scheduled tomorrow morning. I'm going to teach a boot camp early in the morning and then come home, get my own workout in, and then I'm going to answer all your questions. So log in there and post your questions. If you're not a member yet, join us, beyondfitlife.com. It takes 2 seconds to sign up. You'll get immediate access to all the workouts, and then you'll be welcomed into the Beyond Fit Sisterhood, and you're our BFF, our fit bestie. Hey, Rebecca, we have a whole vegetarian ebook guide in the Beyond Fit Life members portal to help you get your proteins in following that vegetarian lifestyle. Yeah, so make sure you check that out. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.